Hey everyone, I've got another video for Vanguard, and it is going to be on the Faded One of Time, Liael Amorta. So this is going to be the second to last video for set 2. Finally, let's just start, because I don't want to take up too much time for this. Okay, we've got the starter. This is player of the Oliphant Palnista. It's like a little angel baby or something with a horn. Pretty adorable. It's, again, got the generic effect for starters in standard. We've got the grade 1 player of the lovely harp, Adrophis, another angel. When this is rode upon by player of the beautiful chord, Algina, you Soul Blast 1, you draw 2 cards, then choose up to 1 normal unit from your hand and discard it. And if you did not discard a normal unit, you discard 2 cards from, or you choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. But almost always you'll be able to discard a normal unit. The grade 2, which was player of the beautiful chord, Algina. When this is ruled upon by a grade 3 card with Liael in its card name, choose any number of normal units from your drop, put them on the bottom of your deck in any order, and if you choose 3 or more cards, you draw a card. Very nice. On to the main unit herself, Liael Amorta. So this is the Faded One of Time. This was the extra Faded One unit for this series, which was, well, the first season of DivineZ. When this unit attacks, you counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards, you bind it, search your deck for another copy of the same card, call it to a rear guard circle, and then shuffle. So that is how you multi-attack in this deck. It also has a perfect guard effect, while not being a perfect guard. When this unit is put on the Guardian Circle, discard a card from hand, and then put 2 cards from the bind zone on the bottom of your deck in any order. Choose one of your units with Faded One in its card names, and it can't be hit until the end of that battle, so that includes itself, and the other Faded One in Keter Sanctuary being Liael. And this is why she's actually a counter to Blagdemire, which is also in this set, and which will be the final video for set 2. And then lastly, of course, we've got the Divine Skill of Liael. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose a card with the same card name as this unit from your drop, and you may ride it as stand. If you rode, that unit gets drive -1 until the end of turn. So it actually has a effect very similar to Raging Form Dragon, which was one of the Shadow Paladin boss units in the original series. Of course, we've got 3 more copies of Liael in the main. No Grail this time. There's not really a lot of space for orders in this deck. Oof. And still getting over that terrible summer of mine. Salvar Dragon. During your turn, if your bind zone has a card with the same card name as any of your units, this gets an extra 10,000 power. Very nice. Time for the main grade 2 of this deck. That being Sword Saint of Ethereal Idris. I'll just call him Idris. Here he is. During your turn, if your bind zone has a card with the same name as this unit, this unit gets 10,000 power. When this unit is bound from rearguard during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Liael in its card name, you Soul Blast 1, draw a card, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. Very nice. A very good rearguard. Next up, of course, we've got Biscotti. This is the Gun Cycler for Keter Sanctuary. and its effects are: when this card is placed on Guardian Circle from hand or discarded from hand while riding from the ride deck. You can Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3, draw a card, and when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from one of them, put it on the top of your deck, put the rest on the bottom. But if this is not during the battle phase, you may call it to a rear guard instead of putting it back on top. Knight of Piercing Cadwalla is the next one. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, if you have 4 more units, you can Soul Blast 1 and then retire this unit. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 2 or greater unit from them, reveal it and put it into your hand, and then shuffle the deck. If you didn't reveal a card, you draw 1 instead. A very good card. Allight Egret. This is the 13k grade 1, 10,000 shield grade 1 as well for Liael Amorta. Almost all the faded ones got a card like this. So its effect is very simple. Gragon. This is a counter charger for a Keter Sanctuary with units for Divine Skill, but since Liael already has his own, Alden and Liael will probably make use of this. If your unit was placed by the ability of your Vanguard with a Divine Skill this turn, this unit gets at the end of the battle that this unit boosted, you can retire it and countercharge 1, and it also gets 5,000 power. Very nice. And a fairly generic countercharger for Keter. Magic of Purification Fupri. This is here because we kind of need soul in this deck. When this unit boosts, if you have a Vanguard if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you may soul charge 1. Again, a very simple effect. Of course, we got the 3 PGs and one of the Elementaria Sanctitude. Three of the non-effect crits. Four of the effect crits. Yeah, 4 of the effect crits, not 3. I don't know if that's what I said, but whatever. 4 heals. Again, they can be the effect ones if you want. I just don't like the effect ones. I kind of went back and forth on this, but I think Liael works better with draws. However, I think the fronts would work too. But for now, I'm using the effect draws for Liael. And then, of course, again, it's probably not the best, but we've got the Keter Sanctuary Overtrigger, which the additional effect is after this card is revealed, until the end of turn, all of your units can perform drive checks. So that means the rear guards can as well. And that is it for Liael Amorta. A bit shorter than what I wanted for the video to be, but hey, at least I finally got this video out there, and I hope you enjoyed it either way.